Hi, my name is Isabel and welcome back to my weekly updates for the personal learning project. For the past 2 weeks, I've been really focusing on hitting all my 3 goals that I had set for myself. So my 3 goals that I set were to learn basic safety rules for working in the mechanic shop, learning what gear I need to have on, the proper gear in order to work safely in a mechanic shop, and the last goal was to learn what the lights on the on the dashboard of a car, what they represent and what they mean, and what you have to do when they turn on. So this week was about assessing my learning up until this point, right, of the project. And so I asked my coach to come up with some type of assessment, and since everything that I've learned up to this point was basically from reading, I've been reading the manual, and then he also has his own safety manual book that I've been reading. So what he came up with was a multiple choice question test to basically see where I'm at with everything and to assess how I've been doing this past like 1 to 2 weeks. So I took the test, and basically the way that I got ready for it was I did all of the readings, and aside from that I also made flashcards. So these are flashcards for each of the lights on the dash and like what they represent and what you have to do in order to fix the problem. So that is the way that I got ready for my assessment. That is the way that I learned best. And this test was just a very good way to assess how I was learning throughout the entire thing. So aside from that multiple choice question that my coach made for me, I also made another questionnaire basically assessing again my learning. And so I was able to fill it out, and so was my coach. He filled out his own separate page. And what we did at the end was we compared our answers, and what we found was that a lot of our answers were basically quite the same. It was spot on, and I mean, I expected that to happen just because I feel that we've had such good communication throughout this entire journey so far. So I feel really confident in working with my coach and assessing my learning going forward with this project. So looking forward, what I have planned next for this project is to really learn about the tools that are necessary for fixing car issues. And so what my next goals really are to just understand what each tool is and how they're used and how to properly use them in order to fix car problems. So that way, once I have all of those basics down, I can start actually hands-on doing the things myself. My coach just wants me to learn the absolute basics before I'm able to get into, hands-on learning, just because all of those basics are super important before actually going into these different tasks themselves. So that is what the next week looks like. And I'm super stoked to just get through this last week of just learning the basic things so that I can actually start hands-on tasks. So I'm super excited for it, and stay tuned.